So what's up, guys? Just left the gym and I didn't feel like doing cardio, so I figured I'd come out here, chop some wood, and have a little conversation. This video is for a buddy of mine that I recently made a video about. He sent me a text message last night and told me that he had an encounter with the woman who, like I mentioned in the video, left him before the wedding. So I think he realizes it was a mistake. I'm sure he enjoyed himself. But like I mentioned in these other videos, I told him to go out and find somebody else right away. Everyone's saying, wait, take time to heal, take time for yourself. If you're 45 years old and you don't know yourself by then, there's a good chance without some serious help, you're never gonna know yourself. People make mistakes. You get in bad relationships. But you know yourself. What do you need to work on? I don't understand that. When you're young, yeah, you can work on yourself. You're 45 years old. There's nothing to work on. You made a mistake. Relationships end. But you can't sit around and wait until you're over it. Because you're never really gonna truly get over it. It's always gonna be in your mind. So my thing was to get out, start dating again. But instead, he falls into the little trap of her sending him a message, come to my house, I want to see you. Hopefully it doesn't lead into a backslide. He said it won't, but who knows? What I did want to tell him, what I did tell him, is that at his age, this is really some wet wood. He's 45 years old. That's like the wall. When I say the wall, men hit the wall by 50 in my opinion. When I say hit the wall, I don't mean they look old, they can't move around, they can't do anything. I'm 55 years old, I'm still doing stuff, but there's some things that just aren't realistic anymore. So let's just say it that way. Some things aren't realistic anymore. Like I said in my other videos, 50 years old, should be dating someone 40s. If you're 45, you should be dating someone in their late 30s, maybe early 40s. This is some tough wood, but he needs to get out there. Well, that's what's going on. He really needs to get out there, start dating, because he's not getting any younger. And it's really hard nowadays. Like I said, the dating, it's not like I'm saying go out there and look for a relationship, because I think at this age, that takes skill. It's not about just getting on a dating site. It's really about knowing what you want, but going out there and really being able to evaluate your options and making the right decision. So I'm not telling him to go out and find a relationship. I'm saying go out and date. This way, he won't fall into the trap of going back to his ex. Because we'll have someone else. Someone who's hopefully a little more sane and stable. This is why I think it was so hard to cut. So, for me personally, people were always talking about dating someone close to my age. I went out on a date with a 50-year-old the other day. Like I said previously, I'm not putting too much effort into it, but someone did hit me up, figured I'd go out. And the person didn't look bad for 50 at all. And that was surprising. This piece is not cutting good. Let it dry out. But person wasn't really my type. But the conversation was good. It was fun. And I had a good time just getting out. Might not do it for a while again, but it wasn't a bad experience. But that's what I'm trying to tell him. I'm 55 years old. So for me, under 50 is my ideal age to meeting somebody. For him, if he's still 45, he can meet someone 35. And that's not a bad age for women. That's really not a bad age. They're still nowhere near menopause. If they have kids, the kids might be young enough that that they don't interfere. 'Cause I think once kids are a little older, in my opinion, it's a problem if you meet a girl with kids that are 12, 13, 14, in that age range, because they might look at you a certain way. A younger kid is not going to understand really what's going on, so you probably won't have any issues with that kid. Not saying you should get involved in the kid's life at all unless the mother really wants it. So back to what I was saying about him. He needs to get out there and date. This is horrible. He needs to get back out there and date. There's no sense in waiting, because what are you waiting for at 45 years old? I told him, you don't want to be my age and out there looking. And by the way, the 50-year-old I went out with has two 10-year-old twins. I'm sorry, did I say 55? 50-year-old I went out with has two 10-year-old twins and an older son. So listen, it doesn't matter what age. There's always gonna be something. You just gotta make the best of what you find out there and try not to make the same mistakes. For me, I'm not gonna find anyone that shares my interests anymore. The last person did share every interest I had, basically. Really compatible. There was just no real traction. And besides the attraction on my end, I wasn't really attracted to her. We wanted two different things in the long run. And I realized that not until I turned like 52. At 50, I was still going to the fire academy, having fun. And I thought to myself, okay, let's just have fun, enjoy the ride, like she used to always say. But then 52, I realized, listen, I'm either gonna find someone to settle down with or get used to being by myself. Why is that? Because if I don't have anyone to settle down with, that ride's eventually gonna end. Especially with someone that's not planning on any type of future with you. So you gotta get used to it. Gotta get used to being out here, doing things by yourself, and having not many friends, because honestly, when you get older, your friends aren't always gonna be around. A lot of people are passing away. A lot of people move away. And a lot of people drift apart. So this should be it for the wood cutting. So I'm not gonna cut this. Well, I might cut the other piece off camera. I'll try to see if I can split this one more time. My accuracy's not that great. There we go. So yeah, when I say hitting the wall at 50, doesn't mean you're falling apart. It just means there's not many options out there if you're looking for a serious relationship. If you're looking to have fun, there's plenty of options. But I think he was looking for, obviously he was going to get married, and I think he still wants a serious relationship. I know that's still in him. So he needs to get out there. He needs to get out there right now. He needs to get out there right now and do it. And when I say the younger women, again, I'm going to mention this. I don't want to offend anybody really, but you know, I was on Facebook the other day and people were talking about how they look for their age. A lot of women were on there. Because one woman said she posted a video and she was like 60, or she might have been 50 and looked like she was 65. All these women started posting their pictures, comparing herself to her, which to me, I've never seen women go after each other that much, but I've seen two videos like that, where a woman will post a picture of herself, and these women are posting pictures of themselves like, well, I look better than you at this age, at the same age, whatever. To me, that's kind of crazy. But the one thing I noticed, some of them did look decent for their age, but they were all out of shape physically. All right, all overweight. And for me, that's a big deal. I mean, I'm out of shape right now. You can see I'm actually tucked in my shirt. So yeah, you can really see the love handles, and I'm really out of shape right now, but I'm constantly working. Like I said, that's why I'm doing this. I could buy firewood, but I constantly try to keep myself active, keep myself moving. If you find someone who doesn't share that same mindset, you're just not gonna be happy. You're really not, because you're gonna want someone that shares that same mindset with you, even when it comes to eating. My thing is, and this is not by no means a requirement, but I always say, can you run a mile within 12 minutes? That just shows, you know, what type of person you are, if you're active or not. You don't have to have ever run a day in your life. You should be able to run a mile in 12 minutes without ever running a day in your life. And if you can't do that, once again, there's nothing wrong with it. I just don't see how I'm going to be compatible with someone like that. And I'm not asking for a woman to come out here and cut wood with me, by the way. Anyway, back to my board, because that's what the whole conversation was about. It was getting a little too long because I decided to cut this other piece, but I do want to hear what you guys think about that. I always get backlash for every video because nobody really agrees with me, but I think he needs to get out there. Why waste time? Why? There's nothing, like I said, I'm gonna repeat this. Why waste time? You don't need to get to know yourself. You should know yourself. And if you don't know yourself at this age, yeah, that's an issue. Get out there and meet people. This way you don't get that phone call, that text from her. And when she says to come over, you can say, you know what, I'm good. Because he was supposed to get married next week. So I hope this was just a little fallback to make him realize, you know, okay, this woman was really crazy, because he did say that in the text. But I have a feeling if she called him again tonight, he'd probably go back over there. And the last thing I thought about is this woman cost him $2,000, meaning he put $2,000 down for this wedding. I think I mentioned before, she put down like 12. He's not getting that money back. So she not only, she made you lose money, basically, waste money. And yet, I guess that was $2,000 worth of sex. But yeah, he needs to let that go. I know a couple of people that had that backslide one time after the relationship ended, and they quickly realized, okay, that's all it was, a quick backslide. So hopefully that's what it is. And I don't have to write any more or upload any more videos specifically for my buddy. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Leave a comment. Tell me your thoughts.